bring your laptop than the beach. I mean, you got the glare. You got the little sand going into. I mean, you barely want to have your phone out because you want to.
We're keep digging. Let's cut our losses short and keep moving.
Moving on to Orlando, going to Philly.
Thank you.
Let's take Franz Wagner, more than 18.5 points.
Done.
More, the Sixers have a solid defense. Super stingy against small forwards. Franz's scoring average, though, since he's been back from injury in the last 11 games, has been under 15 points. So I understand a lot of people going less on this. Having said all that, I'm not counting out the Wagner. Don't count out the Wagner. The Magic made the smart decision to limit Franz's minutes since his injury. They're not going to overwork their superstar. Pretty smart move. I expect him to go well over 30 minutes in this must-win game. 18.5 almost sounds like a discount for a talent like this. Smart move. Credit Orlando for keeping him fresh. Jim, you know what a not smart move is?
Tell me.
This post. A grand jury indicted a Florida doctor on a manslaughter charge for allegedly removing a patient's liver instead of his spleen. No bueno. Not a good move.
Why does this keep happening? We talked about this the other day about operating on the wrong knee, and now we're talking about removal of the wrong internal organ.
Yeah, imagine when you had that golf ball thing in your crotch.
It actually was a double golf ball thing.
Double golf ball thing.
There were two Titleists, not one.
Yeah, and then
So I actually had 4 nads at one point in my life.
And then after your procedure, you wound up with no kidneys.
Right.
Terrible move.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be so pissed.
And
then I'd still have the golf balls.
Not a smart move. Moving on. On the other side.
Hey, Doc, how are you? Well, you're minus a kidney, but you should be much better now. And you begin dialysis. Whoa, wait a minute. We were talking about the 2 golf balls that went along with my existing golf balls. What happened to my kidney?
Yeah, you got to double check these things. It's kind of odd because every time you see a doctor, they ask you 30 times what your name is, your birth.
Right. Exactly. Why are you here? Why are you here? I am here because I have golf balls. Please do not take my kidney or my spleen.
Need that spleen.
That dude better do hard time.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't know what a spleen looks like, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't look like a liver. But, all right, Wagner.
I know that from high school biology. What the hell? This guy's cutting people open?
It's terrible. Let's go to the same team, actually. Anthony Black. More than 12.5 points and assists.
More.
So the Orlando Tragic season is limping to a finish. Anthony Black still has a lot to play for. He finished the regular season with a career high in points, rebounds, and assists. And he's a quality player for the Magic's future. The Sixers are bottom half in opposing guards' assists. Here's the thing, though, Jim. The former Razorback...
What is the thing, Albie? Tell me.
The former Razorback wasn't the only hog on a run lately. This happened in Warsaw.
I have a question for you, Albie. It's a really fair question.
Yeah,
do you make these picks based on these picks, or do you make these picks based on jokes and video that you want to set up?
So are you telling me that I'm looking...
Yes.
I'm
saying that you look at a video and you're like, I can clown that. Now let me find a player that I can set up, that I can use to set up that clown job. Yes. You're reverse engineering this. That's what I'm saying.
That's actually not a bad idea. I should start doing that. That would make my job a lot easier. Take the picks first, then find the joke after.
But there's a hog involved in this somehow, right?
So we go now to Warsaw, Poland. Last week, these 3 wild boars, keep in mind Anthony Black, former Razorback, these 3 wild boars were getting chased off private property. This is kind of crazy,
by a humanoid robot.
That's the Chinese G1 humanoid bot. Doing its best trying to defend the city's pig plague.
It's happening, man.
There's a lot of pigs.
Holy crap, it's happening.
It's become so bad that city officials have started shooting these boars and using these humanoid bots. Pretty scary stuff. I'm going to tie this up somehow.
Here's the thing. I came out of the bubble this weekend. And I'm not the bubble that is Orange County.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And I'm kind of
embarrassed. We will start having humanoid bots pretty soon.
Now, I'm a little embarrassed by this. I just want to say. So I saw Waymo. I'm like, whoa, a Waymo. So there's a Waymo. I literally had not seen one
they're
where
incredible.
I live. I had not where I live. They're not everywhere. So I thought that was pretty traumatic enough. Dude, that robot, that humanoid robot,
sucks for you,
chasing
boars.
off boars. Yeah. No, that sucks for all of us, not just the boars, dude.
The worst part about Waymos are when passengers they leave them and they don't close the door properly, so they'll just sit there and say, please close door, and nobody wants to close the doors because, like, screw you, robot.
Well, okay, so if that's the worst thing about a Waymo, what's the worst thing about that humanoid? That humanoid robot we just saw. That was scary, man. That dude was closing fast.
Whatever to take care of the pig plague issue that's going on in Warsaw, Poland. I mean, Anthony Black, back to him, will be running and shooting against the Sixers, so you definitely want to go more on that.
More.
Let's squeeze in a bonus.
Please.
This is actually more of a future, so let's look into the Rockets Lakers starting. That should be starting up over the weekend.
Oh no, that will start over the weekend.
We all know about the Lakers defense, regardless of Luka and Reeves playing. So I want to reach for these numbers now before they start to change. I just like more on all of the Rockets scorers.
More.
Points, rebounds, assists, whatever you can get.
The entire team.
Just flood it with Rockets. Look, here's the thing. As long as the Rockets are patient and swing the ball around, the Lakers are just going to gas out. The Lakers will be chasing the young Rockets around like I'm trying to think of how I can explain this.
No, you're not. You already know.
Like this police officer trying to tase his kid on a bike.
Don't tase me, bro!
So there's this police officer. This from CBS. A man escaped police custody after a short struggle with an officer in Cincinnati, Ohio. Video shows an officer trying to restrain a man and using a taser as they run in a circle before the man eventually fled on a bike. So, look, being a cop is not an easy job. It's unfortunate that these videos come out. They don't deserve to get clowned like this, but man, that's a tough gig. I mean, but where's his partner? Shouldn't they be in Paris? Granted, I'm sure there are a lot of more important things.
That's a tough look. Not only could the guy not take the guy down, he did that takedown attempt was very poor. He slipped that easily. He tried to get his bike, and then he just runs away from the guy.
Yeah, that's the worst part is, okay, the guy's getting away, but to add insult to injury,
he got his bike back.
He goes back for the bike. He's like,
right.
You know what, I'm going to dust this guy anyway.
He got his getaway vehicle back.
Yeah, it's a tough look.
That's a tough L. That's a tough L. And what's that car doing right there? That car just drives by. Anyway, this guy's like, see ya. Got my bike. I'm out of here. That's tough.
That's the best Houdini escape of a criminal since that one Michigan lady in the back of that police cruiser. I don't know if you saw this a couple weeks ago, Jim. This is amazing. This post, woman escapes police custody in Muskegon Heights, Michigan.
Why is the window down?
By squeezing out of a patrol car window. So she's able to,
where are the cops?
That's the other thing. So they just kind of leave her there.
Wow.
Video shows her slipping through the open window and taking off while officers were busy searching a white pickup truck. How does this even happen?
Wow.
And let's mix in a kid's lock and roll up the windows.
That dude's like, where is she?
Why not just leave the doors open for her? Or
why not leave the keys to the cuffs?
The keys in the ignition.
Leave the keys for the exactly. Leave the keys to the cuffs in one hand, and then the keys to the car in the other hand. And you just sit there with both sets of keys. We're gonna go check this other vehicle. Yes, officer.
Yeah, I credit.
Here's my gun.
I credit the
Here's my pepper spray
for not
Here's
falling on
my
her face.
taser.
Yeah, and it's the nightstick. Credit for not breaking her jaw on the concrete by falling. I mean, if you see the position,
that was incredible.
Yeah, and thanks, video guy. What if she was a serial killer of some kind, and you're just sitting there recording
Was it a ring cam? What, how do we know what it was?
No, it was a guy with his phone, and so thanks for prioritizing the footage over being a solid citizen.
Oh no, dude, he did the math. He knew. Okay, let me think. I could narc. I could be a rat and tell the cops, hey, by the way, the culprit is getting away, or I could get this crazy video and probably get a few $100 from TMZ for it.
Good stuff.
That was wild.
I don't really have a. Oh yeah, it was more on all of the rockets because.
All right, so which one was more? Who did it better? Who did it better? There's your poll question. Who did it better? The guy who escaped the takedown attempt and was able to retrieve his bike and ride away. See ya. Or that gal who shimmied out of the back seat while handcuffed. Who did it better?
I mean, if I'm gonna vote, definitely the woman squeezing out that crack of a window. I can't do anything without my arms, and she was able to get out and has a lot of skill there. The other one is just,
she should be in the circus. That was pretty incredible.
Unfortunately, that police officer that got dragged and just got chased around.
I want to be very careful when I talk about the police. But, dude, you're trained.
Physical fitness.
You're trained.
Yeah.
Physical fitness is one thing, but you have physical tactics and skills to subdue amateurs like that. How did that guy escape that takedown attempt and then get back his vehicle? Yeah, which is a bike. Anyway.
Thanks, Jim.
Oh, we're done. Okay. No, thank you, Alvy. Hey, by the way, I hit all three of those. I've already got the lineup. Let's green out. Alvy with the prize pick segment. Well done, Alvy. When we come back, how about some ATPs? Hit me up. Hit Alvy up. Hit Tommy up. Hit Alex Hattie. The XCR, if they're actually there. I don't know if they're those Robotrons. Dude, that robot was actually pretty scary in Warsaw. You keep hearing, and then there was the Terminator. There he was. If I go to the XCR, are there two humanoid robots? Probably. All right, when we come back, ATPs, final thoughts, the after hour, then the podcast we push out. All of this on a very busy Wednesday. Not too late for you, though. Get up in here. We'll come right back.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
How high is too high to draft a running back? Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love may be the best player in the NFL draft, but is he a generational talent worth picking in the top 5? Westwood One Sports.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is just driving the kids to soccer practice, make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Packed full of features with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Come on, guys. No cleats on the seats. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603, 562-314-4603 for more details.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father, not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation.
Call 800-838-8614. 800-838-8614. That's 800-838-8614.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
meet and start working together was he the photog responsible for the Ionic, Tan Man, Hog, and Babe's photo? I'll take the second part first. No. Alvy did not snap that pic of me, allegedly, and the two babes on the Hog. In terms of how did Alvy and I meet, Alvy, correct me if I'm wrong, you were already in the system. Alvy was kind of an understudy to Brian Albers, who was the longtime engineer. Alvy would work overnights, and he would pull sound, so he was already in the system. And then when Brian moved on to the next thing, Alvy then moved into that chair. Does that sound pretty accurate? Okay. He's not wearing his headphones, so he obviously doesn't want to communicate directly. Jimmy, okay, this one's for you, though, Alvy, so get ready. My ATP is for Alvy. Happy Hump Day, Alvin. Where did the more soundbite originate from?
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Alvy. You don't need to address me every single time once we have already had a segment.
Once a day. Got it. Noted. That is the more is from Chris Crocker. And let me play it in its entirety.
Please.
Stand by.
And how dare anyone out there make fun of Britney after all she's been through? She lost her aunt. She went through a divorce. She had 2 kids. Her husband turned out to be a user, a cheater, and now she's going through a custody battle. All you people care about is readers and making money off of her. She's a human! What you don't realize is that Britney's making you all this money, and all you do is write a bunch of crap about her. She hasn't performed on stage in years. Her song is called Give Me More for a reason, because all you people want is more.
Perfect.
Leave her alone. You're lucky she even performed for you bastards. Leave Britney alone.
Well done. There you go. There is your more. In context, in its entirety. Romy, you recently mentioned that Dodger Jano has taken up swinging the sticks, is the new Casa de Rome in a golf course community, and is a tricked out cart in Jano's future. Ben in San Antonio. So we have lived in a number of golf course communities. We have belonged to a number of clubs. We have never had a golf cart. Never owned a golf cart, believe it or not. And no, we do not. We are in the country. There are farm animals that are closer than golf courses. But Jano's all about that life. She is all about that life. But no, we do not have a track. We are not adjacent to a track. Squad 488, have you ever been to a shooting range? Yes. Yes, I have. Absolutely. Hi, Mr. Rome. Have you ever telemarked skied before? Thanks for the great show. Axel in Bellingham. Axel. No. No, I have not. Nah, it's not time to die, Axel. No, Axel, I had to look that up. I had no idea what that was. No, I've never done that. And no offense, Axel, because you probably do. I have absolutely no interest in doing that. I really have next to no interest in even skiing normally anymore. Yeah, look at this guy. Yo, King of Smack. Will you ever had a 30 for 30 documentary about you and the jungle in the future? I am the twin. I don't know. I am the twin. Will you ever had a grammatically sound post that didn't have tenses that were conflicting? Will you ever had a 30 for 30? Will you ever had? Which one is it? Have I ever had or will I ever have? You're stuck between two questions. Will you ever had a 30 for 30 documentary about you in the jungle in the future? I don't know, dude. You said, will I ever had? If you're asking me, will there ever be one? Or are you asking me, has there ever been one? There has never been one. Will there ever be one? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if I write that book, maybe they'll turn it into it. You know what's interesting? Jake Rome, our oldest son, wants to make documentaries. In fact, he's made one already. But that's what he wants to do. Make documentaries. I think he wants to make more important documentaries than documentaries about his old man in the jungle. But that's kind of curious, right? If the answer is, will there ever be one? Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. I could make one. Somebody else could make one. I will tell you this. I have been approached in the past about a documentary, about the jungle, and about me. I did not like the pitches and did not think that those that were pitching it could accurately portray or depict exactly what it is. But I have been approached in the past. All right. Anybody else? Any other ATPs? Let's see. I think we're good. All right. We're not done yet, though. Still ahead. What I have today, Adam Rank is going to join us. What I didn't get to was the Dodgers and the Mets. I wanted to get to that. Maybe in the after hour. Adam Rank's going to join us. Oh, here's somebody from C-Bus. I love that. Hey, Jim, welcome back to C-Bus. I care. Bring Bones back to right the ship. Oh, hey, Aaron in Iowa. Ryan Day's dyed beards as obvious as I was tampering to bring in Cade McNamara. Really? They tampered to bring in McNamara? Enjoy those wins. Vacated games. Aaron, you just got owned, bro. Aaron, you were just put in the ground. And for what? A dyed beer crackback? Was that worth it, Aaron? Was that really worth it, Aaron? You just got owned. The answer is no, Aaron. That was not worth it. Yo, C. Wills, 26. That's how you do it, bro. That's how you do it. I love Columbus. I'm so happy to be back in Columbus. We were there and then we were gone for a minute, but we are home. We are home. I love Columbus. Jesse in San Antonio. When I bring my laptop to the beach, it ends up on the bottom of the ocean. Signed, Jim Rome. All right. Again, it was not the ocean. It was a lake. And it was not a laptop. It was an iPhone. Why you gotta make crap up? I would not bring a laptop to the beach. The point of going to the beach is to get away from all of this. Who doesn't take their phone with them everywhere? Of course I had my phone with me at the lake. Of course I had it in a bathing suit or some shorts. Of course it slipped out of my pocket into the water. Of course the water was murky. Of course I dove in after it as quickly as I could. Of course I couldn't find it or see it, and I was reaching around for it. And of course I pulled it out and it still worked. And I'm like, hell yes, dodge that scud. Turned it on, turned it off. Zzz. And of course it got fried. But it was not a laptop and it was not the ocean. It was Catfish Lake. No, it was the other lake that I liked better at the time. Anyway, it was Eagle River. Now we're done with this portion of the program.
Now I'm done.
Huge call brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts can help take the guesswork out of your vehicle's check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
This is Westwood One Sports.
Clones, listen up. Not all beef jerky is the same. In fact, there are major differences in quality from one brand to the next. Old Trapper is a better way to snack, chock full of good protein to satisfy your manliest hunger cravings. Every bite is better for you and higher in essential protein than chips, sugar-filled energy bars, and candy. Old Trapper in the Clearview bag is the world's finest jerky, made with only the best ingredients. So ask for Old Trapper by name because no other jerky compares. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You're listening to Westwood One Sports on WFAN FM HD2 New York and Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM Tonight on Westwood One Sports.
Hey, welcome on in to a Wednesday night edition of BetMGM Tonight here on Westwood One Sports. I'm Pat Boyle, and the Glass Man is back. PJ Glasser filling in for Brad Evans the rest of the week. And we're brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. You can watch the show on YouTube, live on YouTube. Just search BetMGM Tonight and hit that subscribe button. You can watch the show live on Twitter at BetMGM Tonight. We coming at you every Monday through Friday from 6 to 11 p.m. Eastern. So another 5-hour extravaganza ahead of us. And you can listen to the show in plenty of different ways. The Westwood One Sports app, the Odyssey app, SiriusXM Channel 375, and hundreds of local affiliates throughout North America. Our talk and text line for you to join the show is 310-840-4910. You could call or simply just text your thoughts on the show or any of the topics we dive into at 310-840-4910. If you text in your question, just let us know who you are and where you're from so that we can get you featured on the show. PJ, I mean, where do we begin with last night's play-in tournament? Hello, playoffs are here. I said it last night after the end of the Hornets Heat game live on the show, but I'll say it again for everybody that's not a big fan of the NBA and, the NBA regular season stinks and load management, tanking, nothing matters to the playoffs. Well, here you go. You got it served to you on a hot plate on a silver platter with some chocolate sauce, whipped cream, and sprinkles. Both games coming down to the final second. And let's start with the Heat and the Hornets because it goes to overtime in just an incredible roller coaster. You think the Heat were going to win. Then you thought, no way, the Hornets lose. Then you think, oh, no way, the Hornets win. And then all of a sudden the Hornets pull it out in overtime, 127-126. LaMelo Ball, the game-winning layup. And then Miles Bridges, the game-sealing block as time expired. And so my first reaction is, for Charlotte's side of thing, I've adopted the Hornets as my little stepbrother for months now. I hope they win on Friday. I love how this team has really gelled and evolved here. My goodness, do they really need that experience under their belt because their inexperience showed again last night. But I just can't get that dirty play from LaMelo Ball out of my head, PJ. I can't get it out of my head because I feel like, honestly, I'm a Knicks fan. I hate the Heat, right? I got no reason to feel bad for the Heat. But I feel bad for Bam Adebayo, and I feel bad for Miami because they got screwed yesterday. No technical foul, no flagrant, no nothing. Bam Adebayo exits the game early in the first half, never comes back. He plays that game. Miami probably wins it by double digits. So I can't get that out of my head, despite the fact that it was an incredible win for the Hornets.
Yeah, it does suck. I mean, Pat, it's almost like a little bit of a black cloud kind of over the game because LaMelo was really good. I mean, he had 30 points, 10 assists. He was 2 for 16 from 3-point range. So maybe not great from 3, but he was 12 for 31 from the field. So he was great from 2. But like you said, the game was so good. It was arguably the best NBA game we've had all year, especially with all that was on the line. But one of the big takeaways that people are going to have from the game is the Bam injury and the dirty play from LaMelo. And you're right, it was a dirty play. I think most people would agree on that. I don't care if, he says his head got hit on Bam's knee or whatever it was. Like, you're trying to grab the guy's foot, and you're just not making a basketball play whatsoever. Definitely dirty. And it's a shame because, again, he made the game-winning shot. He was really good, and he had to be. Pat, when we previewed this game on Monday, I told you I liked Miami a lot, plus 5.5.
You did.
simply because of the experience factor, right? You get into these one-and-done games. It's the 4th straight year the Heat have been in the play-in. They got 11 guys on that roster that have been in this tournament before, and the Hornets had only had 2. And you saw some of that experience kind of come through a little bit for Charlotte, certainly when they were trying to close that game out at the end of regulation, at the end of overtime especially. And like you said, I mean, if Bam, we'll obviously never know how it ends up playing out, but Miami should have won that game at the end of regulation. They lose Bam for virtually, 2.5 quarters of that game, and they should have still won it. It's a tough pill to swallow. But look, man, if you're Charlotte, survive and advance, you're on to the next game. And Pat, I kind of think they're going to be a favorite against whoever wins tonight, whether it's Orlando or Philly on the road. I think Charlotte's probably going to be a small favorite, point and a half favorite in that game. Maybe it's a pick 'em against Orlando. We'll see. But this is the team everybody was hoping was going to win the game because of how fun they are. And man, are they fun. Like, I'll be the first to admit, I haven't watched too many Charlotte Hornets games this year, been keeping tabs on them and been seeing the kind of year that they've had. And even without Knipple, who's been so good for them this season, Pat, only was able to give them 6 points last night. They still were terrific, and they find a way to win the game. So I think everybody who doesn't have a dog in the fight, anybody who's got a team in the Western Conference or their team didn't make the playoffs, you're certainly kind of adapting Charlotte as that squad that you're pulling for because they are fun to watch. They are exciting. And I will say, I hope LaMelo doesn't get suspended, for that play. Like, they missed it during the game. They should have thrown him out there. But let's not, take him out of the Sixers or the Magic game. And let's see the Hornets at full strength. If you want to fine him, that's fine. I don't think he should be suspended for that game, though.
Oh, yeah, I don't think there's any chance they're going to suspend him at all. There's no way. I think, if anything, and I didn't even see if there was a pool report, but I did see Shams, I think, was on NBA Countdown, wherever the hell they call it, and he said that, he was skeptic. There was skepticism that LaMelo Ball be suspended for the next game. So I highly doubt it. Should he be? Oh, man. I mean, if he didn't, I wouldn't. That's a good one. Should he be suspended? That's a great debate, because if Bam Adebayo only was out for the rest of the second quarter and then came back, I would have been like, all right, he didn't knock somebody out of the game. He knocked him out of the game, right? Whether it was intentional or not, I don't think he was trying to hurt him. I think in the moment, like you said, he kind of pinballed off a couple defenders. He goes down and he just kind of grabs at Bam, who's right next to him. I don't think he could process things that quickly and be like, I'm going to try to take this guy out with this arm sweep here. I just think it kind of just happened, and then it was like, oh, crap. So, I don't know. He knocked him out for the game, though. So should he be suspended for a game? Probably. He probably should. But he's not going to. I highly, highly doubt it. You mentioned Con Knipple. Boy, has he been disappointing down the stretch. I mean, I have been singing his praises. I was screaming from the rooftops. He should win Rookie of the Year. Even when Cooper Flagg had those back-to-back, the 40-point triple-double and then the 50 ball, I'm like, all right, he had 2 good games. Con Knipple's been leading the NBA in threes all freaking season. And then sure enough, the last couple of games of the regular season, as they're fighting to try to get a top 6 seed, Con Knipple finishes the regular season by shooting 9 for 30 from deep. That's under 30% for a guy that has shot it at an incredible freaking 43% this year. And then last night, he's riding the pine for almost the entire fourth quarter and all of overtime. He didn't even sniff the floor, PJ, because he went 0 for 6 from deep. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. And the Hornets are lucky that the former Bull, Kobe White, saved them with that turnaround dagger 3 with 10 seconds left, and then had some good plays in overtime as well. Otherwise, they would have gone home. So what the hell has happened to Con Knipple? Is it a confidence issue?
I don't know what it is, but you're right. It's definitely a concern at this point. And again, I give Charlotte a lot of credit for still finding a way to win that game with Knipple struggling. But you said it, Kobe White was the X factor last night. In these kinds of games, Pat, especially the elimination games, you're going to need your best players to play like best players, but there's always that guy off the bench, or there's one of those rotation pieces that needs to come through. And that was Kobe White last night. The 3 that he hit to send it to overtime was massive. He had some clutch buckets throughout the game. Bridges was great. Miller was great. but they don't win that game without Kobe White. So I think it is a little bit of a concern with Knipple because, like you mentioned, in some of the biggest games here for the Hornets, he hasn't shown up. But look, I mean, this is a guy who went to Duke. And when you play at Duke, I mean, every game that you play on the road, it's everybody's Super Bowl. And certainly the scouting report has been out for the second half of the season that he's a sniper, he's a three-point shooter. I would expect him to turn it around, especially if they're able to get by Orlando and Philly and they get to the first round and you're playing a best of 7. I think over that series, he'll be much better. But Pat, it would be tough to imagine Charlotte winning again if Knipple has the kind of performance that he's been having, especially how he played last night.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think they've got a better shot against Philly. I do think you're right to go back to your argument before, your take that they would be a slight favorite. They would be favored against Philly, even if that game isn't, well, it would be in Philly. The Hornets would be favored. I remember one of the many steps along the way to me where I was like, this team is freaking legit was when they blew the Sixers out of the water by like 40 points. And I think it was like an afternoon game on a Monday or like an early evening. It was a weird start time for whatever reason, and they just destroyed them. And I think they would be a slight favorite considering Embiid's not coming back. And if they play Orlando and the game's in Orlando, I think the Magic, it would probably be a pick 'em. But yeah, I don't think they're winning either against either of those teams. If Con Knipple, you can't put him on the floor in the fourth quarter because he can't make a shot. So I agree with you 100% there. Phone number to join the show, 310-840-4910. That's 310-840-4910. All right, so what about Miami here, PJ? We got into this briefly yesterday with Cordell Woodland, who was co-hosting last night with me, and he's a big Heat fan. So he had a Heat fan perspective, but I want to get your thoughts being an NBA fan that you are. Is it time for a regime change in Miami? They basically, they're like Sisyphus. You know the story of the guy that is sentenced to just pushing the boulder up the hill for his entire life, and then it just rolls back down? That's what the Heat have done for the last 3 years. Grind all season to a barely above 500 record, play in the play-in tournament. The last 2 years, they got out of it and then got crushed in the first round. Never forget 3 years ago, they were in the play-in tournament and then went all the way to the freaking NBA Finals. But that's now 3 straight years in the play-in tournament. 3 straight years without a clear identity, 3 straight years, if you would, in NBA purgatory. And there is a massive summer ahead here with Giannis lurking. But before any of that even happens, I feel like there's zero chance Spoelstra would be fired. So would Mickey Arison, the owner of the Miami Heat and the managing director, would he fire Pat Riley or force him to retire? Because I feel like the Godfather, unless they can pull off this trade for Giannis this summer, it's time for Pat Riley to have, to retire. I wouldn't even say early retirement. He's over 80. Last year he said 80 is the new 60. But I think it's about time for Pat Riley to step aside.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it's time because, like you said, it's the same thing. They had that unbelievable run when they were the 8th seed with Jimmy. They went all the way to the finals, and they lost to Denver. And I mean, Pat, imagine if they didn't do that, right? Imagine if they didn't even make the play-in, or if they didn't win the play-in tournament and they didn't even get into the quarters and have the upset in Milwaukee and then go all the way to the finals. We would view the Heat team way different, but since they had that success, I think it's lasted them a couple years with the same philosophy, the Heat culture. You said it, though. They've really been banking the last few years on getting one of these free agents, and it just hasn't come to fruition. They were hoping to get Dame years ago. Giannis has been rumored to go there, as we know, the last couple of years, and it just hasn't come about because that's really what their team's missing. Imagine you put Giannis on that team, and then all of a sudden Bam becomes your second best player. You got Hero, you got Wiggins, Davion Mitchell. Now you're cooking with something, right? Now we look at Miami in a way different light, but with the roster that they've been putting out there every year, you got a lot of really good players, but I mean, let's be honest. You're not winning the East with Bam as your best player in that supporting cast. You're not even making it probably to the Eastern Conference semis. So that's the issue with Miami right now is they've been in mediocrity for so long. They haven't allowed themselves to get a good enough draft pick to get a rookie that can change their team, and then they haven't landed one of these superstar acquisitions in the free agent, so it's kind of just been this endless cycle. So Yeah, I mean, something's got to change, Pat, or else it's just going to be the same thing over and over again for Miami. So whether that's Pat Riley, whether that's Spoelstra, Mickey Harrison, whoever it may be, I think we do see some kind of change with the Heat this offseason. I don't know if we necessarily see a big move with any of the roster pieces or anything like that. But again, I think this year just is added more gas to the fire of like the Heat have to go out and do something. They have to acquire some kind of big star, whether that is via trade, whether that is just through free agency, whatever it may be. They got to do something because they're close, but they are missing that star to take them over the top for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, and who is that? Who is that if it's not Giannis, right? I mean, again, Cordell was filling in yesterday. He floated the idea of Ja Morant. I said, you want to bring Ja Morant to South Beach? Are you nuts?